Hello and welcome back to another Walking Dead video, and today I want to talk about Daryl Dixon and Rick Grimes and will they actually ever reunite? And the whole reason I'm talking about this now is because recently Reedus has been talking about this, or he's been asked a lot of times during the red carpet screening of the new John Wick spin-off Ballerina, and all he said was he would like to do it, but maybe it would happen. And that's good, we have the actors for it, but bad that he has no clue if it's ever going to happen or not, so we can only say maybe. And we know that they're now in talks to try and have Daryl Dixon go on for maybe 8 seasons. So we have 6 more seasons and 5 more years of Daryl by himself in his own adventures before we can even get a Rick and Daryl reunion. And that is quite insane. That if there is going to be a reunion, it's not going to happen anytime soon. The last time these two actors shared a screen together, playing as Daryl and Rick Grimes, was in 2018. If we're going to do 5 more year wait, they are going to have 12 years between these two actors being on set to each other. Because season 8, if they're going to do 8 seasons, would happen about 2030. That is insane. The actors are going to be nearly 60 by the time this potential reunion is ever going to happen. And it's really annoying because you can see Scott Gimple, he keeps talking about it. He's been very coy on it. He's like, it could happen. I want to do this and this and this. However, he's a man of ideas and not a man of plans. He wanted to do a trilogy of Rick Grimes movies. He failed to do that, so he gave us 6 episodes in a limited series that was extremely rushed by the back end. So he's not the best of executing ideas. And if we're going to wait half a decade for this potentially to happen, for Reedus to be freed up from the Daryl Dixon storyline, or for them to add Rick in, because it feels weird to add him in before the final season, and the final season is 5 years away, we are going to be waiting so long to the point maybe Andrew Lincoln doesn't want to do it anymore. He'd be in his mid-50s. Maybe he would get a new role somewhere else, so he won't be able to come to America or come to whatever country they're filming in to do the cameo, to do the final scenes, or to do whatever role they've made for him. Andrew Lincoln said he only wants to come back for certain things in the universe now. He doesn't want to come back just to play Rick Grimes in another story. He wants it to be something fresh and new. And just to do a cameo, I don't think he would. And probably his excitement and willing to come back to the franchise would decrease every year. So if we're going to wait half a decade for this potential reunion, for them to end the Daryl Dixon TV show, in 5 years he might be like, I don't really care. And he might have his own thing going on. So is it going to happen? Personally, I'm starting to think no, we're never going to get a Rick Daryl reunion, or never going to get one that satisfies us more than, oh, it's a reference that Rick's back at the Commonwealth and it's implied. That could probably be the reunion. It's implied they're going to reunite. Maybe the show ends with him finding out Rick's back and him leaving and him getting to the Commonwealth gates. We never actually see it on screen. That's what I think is going to happen at this point, because I believe at this point we should know more by now. Rick's story is done because of the Ones Who Live. It is completely done. So why would you not try and wrap up Daryl's story or wrap up the search for Rick's story sooner than later and then carry on with Daryl? No. They're going to be like, nah. Daryl's not there, so that Daryl does all this, doesn't know about Rick, doesn't care about Rick, and then it could happen. It's just really annoying me. We shouldn't be waiting this long for a reunion, and another 5 years potentially for it to maybe happen. I'm thinking, no, it's not. Like, Scott Gimple wants to do a semi-season 12, like putting all the shows back together. But if Daryl Dixon's doing another 5 years, so you want to do it in the 2030s when all the actors are in their 50s and 60s, and you're going to have all these very old actors try and play these younger characters, it's not going to work. It might look a little dumb. Actors won't be as spry as before, so you're going to have to just spend a lot more money of stunt doubles and stuff like that. You got to do things sooner than later with an aging cast like the Walking Dead franchise. And Gimple was trying to last another 12, 13, 15 years. You can't do that. You have to close out what we got. And with actors just not knowing if they're ever going to do it, it makes me think Gimple is going to just make it run to the ground or leave it so long that no one's going to do it, and we're never going to get this reunion. The closest we're ever going to get for a Rick reunion is what we got on The Ones Who Live with Rick and his immediate family, which was Judith and RJ. It's annoying we got no one else in that final scene, but that's all we got. we could have had Gabriel. He was in the show already. Had him bring Judith and RJ there, so you would have at least another person to be aware and to see Rick Grimes. It would have been cool, but no. That's just my personal thoughts and opinions. And it's quite a moany one, a depressing one, with Norman Reedus being like, maybe. Some people are hopeful. I've seen online some people are hopeful, but me, I see it as I'm very pessimistic. It's not. He just doesn't want to say no, and maybe is not a yes. So he can get away with saying maybe, and no one's mad at him, and everyone's all hyped, but it's just never going to happen. However, that's just my thoughts and opinions, so please tell me down below. What do you think? Do you think it's ever going to happen soon? Do you think it might happen in 5 years, in a long time? Or do you think like me, okay, it possibly might never ever happen? So goodbye, peace out, and I'll talk to you later.